Hey everyone, my name is Arjun and welcome back to the channel. In this video, I thought I'd talk about my investing plans for 2021. Basically, all the different assets I'm investing in, what I'm not investing in and why, as well as some of my goals for the year. So I think it's going to be a fun, interesting one. So let's smash the like button for the YouTube algorithm and let's begin. The first part of my grand investing plan is to have enough cash on hand. And by that, I mean having an emergency fund in place and ready to go if needed. An emergency fund is basically money you have saved up in an easy to access location in case of unforeseen circumstances like you losing your job or having to pay medical bills. The general recommendation for an emergency fund is having 6 months worth of expenses saved up, and I like to keep this in a high yield savings account because its interest rates are much higher than checking accounts. I think having this gives me a strong foundation on top of which I can layer all those additional investments. The second part of my investing plan is to max out all of my retirement accounts. So for me, that would be my 401k, my HSA, as well as my IRA. For my 401k, it's basically money taken out from every paycheck. So this way I can get my entire employer match as well as me contributing additional amounts on top of that to max it out for the year at $19,500. For my HSA, it's sort of similar in that money is taken out from my paychecks. And I'm trying to max that out for the year at $3,600. I'm relatively young and I eat healthy and I try to exercise often, so I don't mind the higher deductibles for the HSA. For my IRA, if you've watched my previous video, you know that I've already maxed it out for the year. And if you're wondering why I did that so quickly, I'll link to that video somewhere up here so you can go check it out. Alright, up next we have the hottest asset of the year, and that's cryptocurrency. In 2020, the Dow returned 7%, the S&P 500 returned 16%, but Bitcoin blew all of these out of the water with a 300% increase. This Bitcoin train is showing no signs of stopping, with its price almost doubling in the last month. There are three main reasons for this. The first is the Fed and how it's been printing trillions of dollars to try and prop up the economy. By doing this, each dollar in circulation is less valuable, and that leads to higher inflation. Bitcoin's biggest advantage is anti-inflation because there's only a limited supply. Only 21 million Bitcoin can ever be mined. The second is that it's not just dumb money from retail investors going into Bitcoin now. Some of the largest hedge funds and institutional investors have now changed their stance and are pumping millions into it. So this is increasing investor confidence. The third is that it's a lot more easy to buy now and more widely accepted. You can buy Bitcoin on Robinhood and on Coinbase. Square and PayPal now support crypto trading, and it's just a lot more accessible now than it was a few years ago. There is potential for it to go up massively over the next 5 to 10 years, but it's also extremely volatile and there's always the threat of online hacking. So that's why I think it's smart to give myself a limit of 3 to 4% of crypto in my entire portfolio. This way, I am exposing myself to some of the possible gains, but at the same time, I'm minimizing risk. And while we're on this topic, I just want to make you all aware of this since I have gotten a couple of messages. Do not buy Bitcoin on Robinhood. This is because you don't own the keys to your Bitcoin when you buy on this platform. And that means you cannot withdraw it and put it into a hard wallet for storage. So my recommendation is to use something like Coinbase, which is what I use, and that gives you complete control over your Bitcoin. If you're interested, I'll leave a referral link in the description box below, and if you sign up using that, you get $10 in crypto. Up next, we have the backbone of my entire investing strategy, and that's dollar cost averaging into index funds. The largest chunk, I think around 80% of all of my money is invested in broad diversified index funds. This will always be the core of my investing strategy because it's really hard to beat an index fund, especially in the long run. Is the market overpriced? Are we in a bubble? Could it pop? Maybe. But in reality, there's just no better place to put your money. Savings accounts only give you 0.5% interest. For all we know, the markets could continue climbing. Basically, what I'm getting at is there's no way to know for sure what's gonna happen. Dollar cost averaging just allows me to ride these ups and downs as they come. Up next is individual stocks, and I plan to research about them a lot more this year. Index funds are amazing in so many ways, but one of their downsides is that you will never get extraordinary returns. If you're able to find a good stock at the right price, then you have a chance for an exponential increase. But doing this well is not easy. It involves reading financial statements, listening to conference calls, understanding the business and their competitors, and a whole bunch of other things. I have been a little lazy about it in the past, but that's something I want to do more in 2021. But I am going to limit myself to only 10% of my investments into individual stock, just to limit my downside. Alright, so just took a quick lunch break there, but I'm back to talk about my second last part of the plan, and that's real estate. Right now, I am a renter. This place is rented, but I do have a plan to own my own residence at some point, but I just don't think it's going to be in 2021. The real estate market is an interesting space right now because despite everything that's going on, the prices are up. I think this is driven by two things, and the first is the low mortgage rates. Just this past week, we had another record low reported by Freddie Mac. So this just means that people who are looking to buy houses can now afford to buy more expensive houses because the interest they'd pay on that loan would be less. And that in turn is driving prices up. The second is that the supply in the market is still very low. So when you couple this with high demand from people trying to lock in the low rates, that's just going to shoot prices up. There still might be some good deals out there. You just have to look really, really hard. I still might hop on Zillow or Redfin just to try and understand my neighborhood better to see what kind of houses sell for what prices. But I just don't think I'll pull the trigger. The final part of my investing strategy is self-improvement, or investing into myself to improve my financial literacy. This is going to be one of my biggest focuses for the year because financial literacy doesn't just come overnight. You constantly need to keep learning. The way I'm going about this is through books, podcasts, courses, and blogs. For example, I don't feel like I know enough about cryptocurrencies, especially some of the altcoins and the differences between them. So I just bought a book called Crypto Assets by Chris Burnesky, and it's already on my Kindle and added to my reading list for February. My goal is to read one book every month so that I keep learning new things as I go. Sure, you might end up spending some money on this, maybe a couple of $100 over the course of the year, but if you're able to apply this in the right way, the ROI you get from it is probably greater than anything else that I've mentioned. Again, everything I've spoken about in this video are my own plans, so please don't go out and blindly follow what some random guy on YouTube said. Please do your own due diligence before making any decisions. I did also want to give you all a teaser of what's coming up next week. I'm doing a video on investing in the stock market for beginners. So right from the basics, everything from what is the stock market, what are shares, how you can buy them, and how to make money. Basically everything you need to know to start investing in the market. So if that's something you're interested in, please subscribe to the channel and turn on bell notifications so that you don't miss out on the video. With that said, I think we can close out this video. Let me know in the comment section down below what your plans are for the year. I'd love to hear them. Thanks so much for sticking around right to the end. I will see you next week.